All right, so I want to talk about how we set up our homestead high density apple orchard here. The first thing we did was laid out the apples from the earliest fruiting down to the latest fruiting. So the spacing on these trees we chose was 4 feet apart. The apple varieties we have here are Pristine, Zester, Crimson Crisp, Mosaic, and then my favorite, we have 2 Gold Rush. We spread out the root ball, we backfilled with the native soil, we removed all of the rocks that we possibly could. We top dressed around in a circle the perimeter of this with some compost just to encourage the roots to kind of spread outward and also provide nutrients. And then we mulched with just a standard wood chip. All right, something really important to note is when we were planting these trees in the ground, we were told by Adams County Nursery to plant these with the grafted bud union facing the prevailing wind. So we get a lot of wind coming up from this northwest side here. So the tree is a lot less likely to snap if the wind is going this direction because it has this, graft that it's kind of wedging itself against. If it was on this side, it could just snap this way. So we also staked these metal conduit lines in the ground here. The next thing we did was we cut out these corrugated pipes. So we cut them to about 1.5 feet length. And what this is supposed to do is protect the base of the trees from things like rabbits. We dug about an 8-inch round hole, about 2 feet into the ground for this 4x4 post. We braced it up so that it was level. We wrapped the base of the post in some tape just to give it a little bit more protection. And then what we did was we took our stainless 12 gauge stainless wire here. We stapled it. And what that does is this stainless steel wire is designed to just support this, these conduit lines, support the, create a trellis system for these apples. Then we took these tree ties, these little rubber tree ties, bought these online. And all they do is you just wrap your tree along this conduit so that it encourages the growth to just grow straight up. One of the last things we did was we started to prune these apples. They tell you to leave your leader, your central leader on, and then all of the scaffolding branches, they tell you to leave at about 6 inches. What's gonna do is that's gonna encourage, instead of a lot of the growth to go into, the root system or into, the scaffolding branches, it's gonna encourage a lot of the growth to go into the central leader. And that's really what we want here. We wanna get this central leader up to about 10 feet here. And that's gonna allow us to be able to harvest all the apples up top here. All right, hopefully that helps. All right, so I wanna talk about how we set up our homestead